Look at this.
That's why.
Do you see that?
You're supposed to be wearing that hair that long.
I can make a whole afro with.
Y'all, knotless braids were supposed to be a safer option. Less tension, less pain, less damage. But lately I've been seeing more and more women online saying their edges are thinning, their hairline is changing, and some are even taking their knotless braids out early. So today, while I recreate Monica's soft glam makeup look, we're going to talk about whether knotless braids are really safer or if some of us are paying a bigger price than what we realize. Today's conversation is inspired by videos I've been seeing all over social media where women are showing breakage, thinning edges, and hair loss after wearing knotless braids. Now, before we get started, I'm not a licensed cosmetologist. I'm sharing my thoughts as women who loves protective styles and has watched this conversation grow over the years. Let's get into it. As I start my concealer underneath my brows, I want to say something that might be unpopular. I don't think knotless braids are automatically bad. I think a lot of us love them because they're lighter, they're more natural looking, and you can get up and go when you have to go to work and, just doing a lot of errands. And now they're usually more comfortable than traditional box braids. But just because something feels better doesn't automatically mean it's completely safe. Sometimes damage doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes damage happens little by little, month after month, appointment after month, style after month.
Braids for 3 months. My knotless braids. So I got them in March 19th. It is now May 22nd. I want to show you what fell out of my head. I can't even make this crap out. Look at this.
That's why.
Do you see that?
You're supposed to be wearing that hair that long.
I can make a whole afro.
Now, what concerns me is how normal and extreme that this content creator is. Wearing the knotless braids for 3 months is insane to me. I feel like a lot of women go get these braids and don't think about their hair tension and has to become in the beauty industry. Like, we have gotten used to hearing things like beauty is pain, or it's supposed to hurt, or is loosen up after days, but should it? I want to say that it's a couple of things I want to say about this hair. One, you don't wear braids 3 months. You need to let your hair breathe. I feel like the regimen, I feel like you can just wear big box braids, wear them in for 2 weeks and take them out. And that's what I usually do. And I just wear my hair for a week. Then I go back and get braids, because you have to let your hair breathe. And then everybody's wearing their hair butt length, and that's bringing tension on your scalp. And a lot of people don't understand it. And it's going to keep getting worse. If you're wearing small knotless braids and then you're wearing them all the way down to your butt, that is pulling your hair. And not only that, a lot of people don't know if they're allergic to synthetic. It might not show on their skin. Sometimes it will, but it also shows up in the hair that is eating your hair away because your hair is not used to that particular hair. And I feel like they are spraying different chemicals on that hair, in my honest opinion. And you don't even know. Sometimes your scalp can be itchy, it can be burning, that you can't sleep, or if you're trying to take Tylenol to make it go away, and that's your body sometimes telling you something like, you need to take this out. And I think a lot of women ignore like those warning signs because we're so focused on making the style last. And I have seen women keep styles in like 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and even 12 weeks, and like she said, 3 months. At some point, your hair needs a break. You have to be very reliable of making sure that your hair have treatment and let your hair breathe. You can't just keep having that hair in your head for 3 months. It's crazy. And one thing I would say that I love about Monica, even, I'm doing her makeup, is that throughout her career, she always changed her hairstyle so many times. Short hair, long hair, pixie cuts, extensions, natural looks. But one thing that always stood out to me was Monica never seemed afraid to switch things up. And I think that's a lesson for us too. Like, sometimes we got to become attached to a hairstyle even when it's not working for us anymore. sometimes protecting our hair means letting go of a style we love and also loving ourselves, and it's okay.
So this is how much hair I lost and shed over the course of 7 weeks of wearing knotless braids.
And I also think that social media plays a role. Like the young lady in the video, within 7 weeks, her hair just fell out because, you know, now we constantly seeing perfect braids, perfect installs, perfect wigs, perfect edges, perfect everything. Nobody posts the breakage. Nobody posts the shedding. Nobody posts what happened 3 months later or 4 months later. And we only see the finished results. And that creates pressure, because pressure to keep up, pressure to spend money, pressure to constantly look polished, and pressure to always feel beautiful, to get your hair done, you know, and that's what society has bring, especially among Black women.
Familiar with knotless braids? Do you remember how you take those out? Each piece of hair that they fit into your braid just slides right on out.
And if you've been watching my channel, you know I talked about hair pieces, and the knotless braids with the boho hair is very popular, and hair has become very expensive. So some hairstyles, it costs $100. So at my local store, if you want like 22 inches the bulk hair, that is about $80 a pack. It used to be, I think, $66. Now it's $80 because prices are increasing during the summer. And it's crazy. Like, people are so obsessed and so hungry to have this style. And it is eating your hair, because a lot of people just want to wear it for a long period of time, and you can't. And it's pulling tension on your hair. And I want to say, like, the installs as well, they cost $100. Some women are spending over $1,000 a year just trying to maintain a certain look. So when you finally spend that money, it's understandable that you want this style to last, but what it makes last is hurting your actual hair. That's the question we have to ask ourselves, like, because healthy hair should always come before the style. So what can we do? I think, one, listen to your scalp. Make sure that you're not allergic to particular hair brands. Do your research. If you have sensitive scalp like I do, you guys can use Gala Braids, or you can use Doso Beauty. I know Gala Braids, they said that was on the list with heavy metal. I believe all of the braiding hair they have heavy metal that cause cancer, that kind of like hurt our hormones, because we inhaling it, really, because we dipping it in water. But I feel like too is that also clean your braiding hair with apple cider vinegar is the most important, and just really doing your research, because I think it depends on the higher quality of braiding hair that can work for your skin type. Like the beauty supply store braiding hair is for cheap. It's really cheap. The quality is really hard, and mostly online it's going to be softer, it's going to be thicker. Yes, the price is going to be a little bit higher than the beauty supply store, but you get more in the package. It's going to be like $40 or maybe probably $40 to $100. And I also want to say, like, take breaks between your styles as well. Let your hair breathe. Wear your hair in the bun. Wear a ponytail. And don't be afraid to speak up during appointments and saying that you have tension or it's itching. Like, if something feels too tight or anything, please let your stylist know. Moisturize your actual hair. And also, you can use Allergies. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Use Allergies. It's a great hair care for damaged hair and breakage. So you can apply that before you put the braids in, and that works. And, you know, just continue on doing hot oil treatments, washing your hair, clipping your ends. And sometimes we're protecting that style but neglecting our own hair underneath. So it's important to take care of our hair. And lastly, remember that protective styles are supposed to protect. If a style is causing damage, then it's no longer a protective style for you. And it's okay. Don't get upset. Don't get discouraged. I know we do, but it's always different styles that we can do. I promise you. So, as I am finishing up, I want to say this Monica Soft Glam look. I want to hear from you. Have knotless braids helped you grow your hair, or have you experienced breakage, thinning, or edge damage? Let's have respectful conversations in the comments down below, because I know everyone's experience is different. And remember, this video isn't about fear. It's not about judgment. It's about awareness. And at the end of the day, every woman's hair journey is unique, and we all have been in the same boat. So no one should be ashamed, and no one should feel hurt or discouraged. All our hair have, at some point down the line, has came out, and we had to start over with our hair journey, and it's okay. We learn from the mistakes, we grow from it, and we continue and we move forward. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's beauty conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the transformation family, and support my Etsy shop, where you guys get your favorite celebrities like Tyler, Rihanna, and Aaliyah, and many more lip combos for under $25. And I will see you guys in the next video, and bye, transformation family.